Okay, we're going to be taking a look at Legalized, who's playing Moira. This is, I think, Plat 3 on PC. No Reddit post this time. It's actually a friend doing a favor for a friend of a friend, so they're having some trouble winning on Moira. I think there's like a 40%-ish win rate. So we'll take a look. Very unusual to start from the top in Rialto, but not strictly an issue. So that orb is not great. I would say in general, avoid sending orbs down or up and try to send them parallel to the ground, because otherwise it can bounce and fly out of nowhere or like into space, versus if you're on the ground, you throw it straight, it goes out and it bounces right back, as a general tip for Moira. So in this lineup, you have Zen and you, so you're going to be primary healer throughout this entire period of time. You're pretty much going to be glued to your Orisa for this whole game. But you're also going to need to be healing the Cassie and maybe the soldier as well. Way too much healing. Quick note about Moira is, so she has, I should check stats before this game, but she heals something like 40-ish on contact and another 40 over 2 or 3 seconds. So you don't want to overheal. So you see how you've already used about a fifth of your healing right now, and nobody's even taking any damage. Like, you see how much you're spraying right now? You're already down to you've lost a third of your healing. Nobody's taking any damage. Like, you gotta chill with the healing. Like, again, nobody's taking any damage now. You're down to down 2/3 of your healing, so you're down to 1/3 left. Again, still nobody's taking any damage. The only person that's taking damage right now is your Orisa, who's purple, that you literally cannot heal. So just chill. Like, you don't need to heal right now. What is a better thing to do instead of healing is just right-click the Orisa, right, and just start leeching to get your heal gauge back, because no one's taking any damage right now, but you're still non-stop healing and you're nearly out of juice. So I think you need to identify where you take the shot from. So based on the sound, I can tell you're getting shot from the right somewhere. So I think it's a Torb headshot. Pops you. Yeah, it's a Torb headshot that popped you. So you don't actually need to fade here. Just simply staying behind the cart, which is what my instinct based on the sound cue would have been totally fine. Just stay behind the cart and then throw heal orb, and you would be fine instead of using fade. Using fade when you don't need it is very, very dangerous at higher ranks. The moment that the enemies see you fade, they will hunt you down and kill you, because you have no other escape. Again, you're just absolutely blowing through your heal gauge unnecessarily. You're basically out of heal juice, and there's virtually nothing happening. I don't understand why this turret's not dying. So now your team actually needs healing, but you have no juice, which requires you to damage. Like, this is a pretty important moment. So because you were healing your Orisa pops Fortify, which is bad, right? That is a really, really bad Fortify. You shouldn't get any value from it. So try to keep, as a general rule, try to keep, like, enemy tank, your tank, you. Okay? Try to keep them all in one line. This is also going to be important when you pop Coalescence later. So if your tank goes to the right side of the cart, you go to the right side of the cart. Tank goes left side, you go left side of the cart. Don't try to go the opposite side, because then you can't react quickly to heal the tank. So as soon as you saw the soldier get javelin, you should heal the soldier. You see how the soldier's at 1 health? Yeah, you could have saved the soldier for sure. Like, you had plenty of time to react to this, right? Again, right here, gets javelin. I would turn and start healing right away. You just don't care about the soldier, that's fine. Teammates are not valuable. You damage orb here, which is okay. Again, way too much healing. I don't know if you don't have allied health bars on or not, but you should turn them on if you don't have it, because you just keep healing your Orisa when she's not taking any damage. I would estimate that something like 80% plus of the spraying you're doing is totally unnecessary. You see, like, your Orisa's fine. Like, stop healing. You should stop healing even before they reach max, because the heal over time is significant and will usually bring them to max. So soldier's gonna bite it here. Not a lot you can do about that. I think this fate is correct. Heal the Cassidy. So one thing to note is, like, because you're just constantly standing with your Orisa, but people behind you, I'm pretty sure, are getting shot. So for example, right there, the soldier dies. If you were standing over here, you could heal your soldier and the Orisa at the same time in one stream instead of just the Orisa, because your DPS are not getting any help, because Zen is your other healer. Well, was your other healer, which means there's very little extra healing. I wouldn't throw that heal orb. Again, heal orb heals up to 300 health. Damage orb does up to 200. Your Orisa, each bar is 25, has only taken 75 damage. So you're mostly going to waste this heal orb. I would probably just throw damage orb right now. And then heal the Orisa up. So you have Coalescence here. Coalescence, one of the weaker ults in the game, but it farms really, really quickly. So you want to pop it nice and early, basically like pretty soon after you get it, in any sort of even fight situation, to immediately start trying to use it to push an advantage. Right now, so like right now is a good time because again they're like pretty much trying to stop you from moving forward. I think going over here, always pop heal or damage is fine depending on situational, but pop orb before you pop Coalescence because it'll be up for free by the time you finish, and then pop Coalescence right here and just try to beam down the Orisa and the Ana, for example. And that at a minimum will make them move backwards. Yeah, that's the right idea. Again, don't move forward. So moving forward is a really bad idea. Orisa has multiple tools to stop you, right? Javelin, Terra Surge, etc. Just shooting you can be effective. So it doesn't feel like you knew that they had Terra Surge, even though it's been about almost 2 minutes of gameplay here. So I would assume that Orisa's close to Terra Surge. I think you just forced this way too much, right? Just chill. Just play back here. You know, if the Kiriko wants to duck, that's fine. Like, this is going to force the Orisa backwards, right? The only thing that stops her from going backwards is the fact that she's planning on ulting you. But if you stay all the way back here, you would have been in good shape. You get super low here, and then you get followed up and killed after that. So also, when you try to dodge the Orisa ulti, I would recommend... So you're going to hold them right here. So just you can line of sight it, so go here and then wrap around the cart. That way, again, she has to pop it nice and early, but also it hides you from the sniper, because you're just running backwards in a straight line. Watch it from the Widow's perspective. And that's why the shot's so easy. See? You're just walking backwards. Also, don't jump. Jumping is bad. Jumping is really, really bad. In shooters in general, but in Overwatch in specifically, jumping is really bad. Makes the shot very easy to land. So your team has gone dive. It's fine, let's still do this. Finally making a little bit of progress here. Yep, just kill the Cassidy. So now that you have a Kiriko, you can be a little more aggressive than you would be before, right? So if you find an opportunity to, for example, fade on top of a support or something and kill them with damage orb plus right click, which does something like 90 damage a second, pretty good. You can use that opportunity. Your Winston dies here though, which is really unfortunate. He is purple, so there's not a lot you can do about this. It's really your Kiriko's job to save him in that situation. She does not. Suzu though. Yeah, just heal, just back up, right? Your perspective should be, hey, like, oh, wow, great, your team's getting picks, so move forward. No, don't do it, damage orb. So when in doubt, like, if there's ever a situation where damage and healing would both be useful, throw healing. Healing is 50% better than damage orb. So in this situation, the soldier's low, I would throw healing orb at my soldier. Right? That damage orb, not so useful. Healing orb may have saved the soldier's life. If he took like 10 more points of damage, he would have been dead. So you pull back here for no particularly good reason, right? Soldier's under fire. Orisa misses Javelin, but as soon as the Orisa turns, I'm walking back forwards again to go help my soldier. Right? This is a 3-on-1, unnecessarily. Like I should just be here with my soldier. Honestly, like you could even fade in here and save your soldier if you have to, but really important your soldier doesn't die here. So you're just gonna let him die. Pretty unfortunate. So yeah, that basically stops your push for now. Winston comes in. He's a damage orb. Yep, just right click, that's fine. Right, shoot the javelins, heal Winston, throw healer orb, yep. Again, just heal your Winston, right? Nobody else is hurt right now. You consistently heal people who are full health. Don't stand this close. So this is what's called frontlining, where you move in front of your tank. This should never happen. The space between your tank and their tank should never be occupied by supports and rarely occupied by DPS. So you should be behind your Winston right now. You can literally die in 2 hits to Reaper at this range. So faster than you might even be able to react. Right? This is a good opportunity to pop Coalescence. Right? I would pop an orb and then, nope, maybe you don't need it. This is Terra Surge. Yep, that's good, right? This is good. Just keep kiting him. Keep kiting him. You do not want to get close. Dano Reaper will kill you really fast. You're lucky he's missing. Okay. So, coalescing, right? So you had some more space to go backwards here, like plenty more space to go backwards. You kind of stop at a certain point because I think you probably feel nervous that you're out of space. You had plenty of space to keep going backwards here and keep kiting. Right? After this happens, I sort of understand the fade here. I felt like you were good because I feel like you got enough distance here. By the way, healing would have been better than damage here, right? Especially because he's nanoed. So when you fade, a good tip is at the end of fade, jump. And if you jump, it'll give you a ton of extra distance even out of fade at fade move speed. So that would allow you to easily get away from the Reaper versus coming to a stop right next to him and having him kill you easily. Also, you strafe in the same direction after you come out of this. So watch the movement, right? He wraiths. So you're gonna just walk in a straight line, which allows him to easily get this big shot, right? That just did like 150-ish damage to you. And then you strafe in the other direction, and then you jump, which makes it really, really easy for him to kill. If you just AD strafe, I guarantee you don't die here. It's just because you have bad movement here, which allows the Reaper to kill you so quickly. Because he dies to the Cassidy like an instant after this happens. So buying one more shot would have been good.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Team capsule without you, fade, yep, jump. Unfortunate, nothing you can really do about that. Moira has 0 utility, so you literally can't do anything about this. I think dying here is pretty silly, but it doesn't really affect anything. So you see/hear the Reaper commit, you should have immediately thrown a heal orb and been pre-healing your soldier. Right? He dies in 3 shots here, but plenty of time for you to have thrown that heal orb and react to this. Right? Where's the heal orb? Nope, no healing, no heal orb, nothing. Down your soldier again. Right, you traded, trade's good, you have short spawn. Molten Core is out. I would have tried to kill the Torb, because he gets very, very low here. Right, he gets all the way down to less than 1 box, 20 health. Right-clicking him here probably would have killed him. Winston does not need that heal orb. Again, way over healing. You've already lost half your gauge and barely healed anything. Don't get up close to the Reaper, yeah. Had some bad pathing there.
Step right up.
I would probably step up now, even off the cart, to go heal, just to make sure the Winston doesn't die. It's more important to like keep the Winston alive than it is to make sure the cart moves. I don't think this damage orb is particularly good. I think you can hear people to the right, so I would have probably bounced it this way. Minor optimization. Winston dies. Again, I think this is a situation, seeing that there's critical health heroes, I would have left cart to go heal. You know?
Need a moment to recharge.
Winston's around the corner. I would fade, jump over here, and then toss a healing orb, and then start healing both of them. Yep, just heal. It's fine, you're gonna coalescence soon. Oh, there's a Reaper here. That's unexpected. No, you should look. Oh boy. So don't turn your back to the enemies for so long. Right? So this is a long time. I would turn, you hear the Junkrat, I would turn and be like, okay, what's the Junkrat doing? Like, what's my play here? Like, you have fade here. You have so many options, including just fade jumping over this bridge would have worked, right? Fade jumping on top of the bridge. A lot of options that are not just fade into the canal and die, which is obviously not ideal. I don't know where this damage orb goes. Oh, I guess you got bumped here. So you traded, again, but trades are good because you have short spawn for a little bit at least. Alright, Kitsune Rush is popped, so you try to figure out, don't over peek, right? You see your Winston kind of playing close to the corner. This is you frontlining. The second you do this, you are now frontlining. Like, why are you even healing right now? There's just enemies in front of you. They don't have Javelin right now, so good opportunity to think about using Coalescence. Yeah, I would probably get further forward though, right? I would probably fade, jump here, throw Damage Orb, and then pop Coalescence and get ready to dodge Sleep Dart.
Surrender to my will. 30 seconds remaining.
It's a good kill. Alright, killed Reaper, great. You lost your Winston, but worth it. Assuming you can get this cap. Bait jump. Oh, she messed up. So in this situation, especially with Winston Primaling, like healing is not so important because he's going to drop down to 500 health max anyway. I'm looking to kill any of the DPS, etc., or supports. So right now, throwing a damage orb and then attacking the Kiriko, quite strong. You should have faded right there. By the way, you can hold down the button to make it pop as soon as possible.
Round one.
Okay, so that's overtime. Now you've got Ana. Sitting up top, pretty normal.
Bad guys. Heads up.
Taking care of you. Receive my aid.
Nothing really happening here. You have a Moira as well, so you got a ton of healing in this lineup. You have grenade. You chuck the grenade into spin, which eats projectiles, so you get 0 value out of that. Very unfortunate. That would have been big, right? Probably like, 7-8% ult charge plus the purple effect plus damage. Keep everybody alive. Aim's pretty good. Nothing to remark on there. Yep, just keeping everybody alive. So one thing with grenades is think about, is the grenade actually going to lead to a kill? Okay, so this is a full health Orisa who presumably has a good chunk of her cooldowns. Like she has spin, and she's around the corner with her team being close, right? Spawn being close. I don't think this purple results in a kill. So I don't even throw that grenade. It's not even worth it. Just wait until you get a better opportunity, because I guarantee you there will be better opportunities. So right now, for example, if you hit that before the fortify is value. You see the Cassidy's low. I know you hear the Reaper, but you see the Cassidy's low. Good dueling mechanics. Obviously the Reaper triggers you first, and then the Hanzo off angles you, and then you get overwhelmed by the Orisa. Not a lot you could have done differently here. I would say keep the Cassidy alive would be priority number 1, and then wait for the Reaper to drop into me, and then sleep him. So you definitely can see if this Cassidy. Right, watch. He rolls in, he shoots, right? He gets hit. Plenty of time to heal his Cassidy. So letting Cassidy die is not so good. Coming back out again.
Eyes open now. Misery made manifest.
So you should be peeking over the top right now. So ideally you get a contest here. The problem is your tank is not going to get out in time. But ideally you get a contest here. But you can be peeking over the top of the bridge in the middle section to get some damage on the farm ulti. But you're going to have ulti here. Cassie's gonna live. I would probably even nano. Sorry, the Sigma's gonna live. I'd probably nano the Sigma there. It is a 3-on-4, but 3-on-5. Yeah, maybe not.
A taste of poison.
That's grenades way too early, obviously. And again, your movement's not very good. You just go side to side in long strafes. Right? You're just moving in a straight line. Now you move in a straight line the other way. Now you move in a straight line the other way. Like, you need to be more erratic, more like AD spam than AD. Come out, should have been healing the Cassidy right away. You could have saved him, but you didn't.
Be nourished. Enhancing your vitals.
So this is part of the reason why I wanted you to pop the nano earlier, is to get some value out of it, because you would have already farmed another nano almost by now. Good sleep. So you see the Reaper go into the room after this. Without help, you do not want to challenge. Like, he's going to re-peek right here and then put you in big trouble. So at point blank there in that street, if I do get surprised, I throw a grenade right away, then I shoot him while backing off. But he should die here because he doesn't have any abilities.
Reap the rewards you came
Sip for the parched.
Much appreciated.
Aim's fine.
I see you. You're going big stuff.
Kind of holding here right now.
Step right up.
Still chilling.
Get in there.
so let's take a look at this one. So you're gonna nano the Genji. He does have Blade, so that's good. I don't know if he's ready for it yet, but it seems like appears that he's ready. Reverse back here. It's kind of late, which is why I'm zoning out a little here. Alright, Winston goes in. Alright, this is fine, just keeping everybody alive. Genji's your priority, right? You see the Genji's low. Scope if you have to, or unscope, or no scope him. Either way, the Genji number one priority right now. Your Sigma's not going to die in that situation. Good grenade. After you hit the grenade, I would actually probably advance, not go back. Because the Winston apparently doesn't have ball or doesn't want to use it. So I would make sure the Winston dies there. If he stays high ground, not much you can do about it. So when you throw a grenade, very important to hit yourself. I would say that when you need to self-peel, generally I say throw grenades at the enemy, not your teammates. But when you're fighting a duel, it's more important to make sure that the grenade hits yourself than it does to hit them, typically. So make sure to grenade yourself and them as much as you possibly can, and that usually wins you the fight. So you're getting pushed in right now. Sigma has Flux here. You can definitely kill the Kiriko. You should kill it. Just go. Alright. Great idea. A little late, but great idea. 30 seconds left. What is their final push? Oh, they have 3 ultimates. So you're going to get nanoed Winston, probably, with the dragon. So, I know the Winston is low here, or the Sigma's low here. I don't think nano. I think I nano the Cassidy here. It's quite hard for a lot of tanks to get value when they're nanoed, especially if they're not expecting it. But if you nanoed, for example, the Cassidy right here, you could just straight up kill this Winston, even through their own nano. Alright, big purple. I think the Winston's gonna kill you though. Oh, doesn't want to kill you. Okay, so Winston goes here, kills you, you get the respawn. Are you actually gonna get another contest here? You're not gonna get another contest. Yep, good kill. Get another combo. Keep him alive. You got a grenade in a second. Yep, good grenade kill, Hanzo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely not an aim issue, I would say. I would say number one is on Moira. Moira has no utility. Okay, so you spent a lot of time here, like just not keeping your team up. If you can't keep your team up, you're not able to push forward. So just positioning a little better to make sure that you can heal your DPS and being quicker to react to when they take damage is important, so that your DPS uptime is better, and DPS uptime is better, then you can push more and create more space. So I'd say number one is just keeping teammates alive, creating space. I think, again, popping coalescences aggressively is important and certainly very useful to try to accelerate the timing of, moving the cart along. It just takes you a really, you've lost how much off the clock, right? A minute 45-ish until the cart starts really moving. More than that, 2 minutes? Basically 2 minutes until the cart moves past the bridge, which I don't think I've ever seen happen before. So your team is getting absolutely wrecked here. Of course, there's only so much that you personally can do, but keeping people alive was a big part of it. Really big part of it. Moira is also really tricky because she doesn't really have any other utility, so there's a lot that you could do. For example, if you were playing Baptiste there, you could have saved your Winston, which could have been fight changing. You can't really play DPS Moira because you initially start with Zen, but now that you don't have the Zen, you could have been aggressive here. So for example, right now, try to keep the soldier alive, great. You threw healing orb, which I understand, but if you didn't have healing orb, you could have theoretically fade jump. Actually, there's a turret there. Yeah, it's pretty tough to think about how much more you could change from your Moira play other than simply like not letting people die. I think that is, but that is very significant, very significant. So right now is a good example, right? Looking at the Kiriko, the Kiriko's critical health, you don't finish healing her. Look at the top right, she's still missing 75 health, which is huge. So just doing a much better job keeping people alive is a big deal. Right? So oh yeah, also overhealing, using a ton of juice for no reason is a big problem for you. Alright, Kitsune's popped. Your heal. Your coalescence available. Try not to over ult, I think. You should have heard the shots on the right. But then now your coalescence too late. You get too close to the Orisa, and then you end up taking a bunch of damage there. Then you misplay this with the Reaper, and then you die. So heal teammates more, die less. Don't heal when people don't need it, so you can save your juice. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest problems is simply you just die a lot more than you really should.
A taste of poison.
If they run away from you, like there's only so much you can do. I wouldn't fret about it. Right, so there's a pick. Right, again, Coalescence popped too early. Winston's gonna die, which is really unfortunate. So ideally you would have been able to see the instant, but he gets purple like right away, so there's not much you can do. It's really up to the Winston in that situation. Trying to hold off the team, but you're missing a tank. What the heck happened? Oh, it's overtime. That's why you're fighting for this. So, considering that it's overtime, I think you just kind of stayed in there. But I don't think it would have really mattered. And again, looking at the Ana play, I think that grenades didn't give you too much value. Right? Again, that grenade like hits, but nobody can actually die from it. It's like the question is like, when you throw a grenade, do people die? If people don't die, you're not doing it correctly. You could have saved the Cassidy there, as previously mentioned. The Hanzo's behind you that you are not paying attention to. Right? You missed a sleep. Right, they cap first point. It's all kind of a mess here. Reaper's on you. You throw a grenade too early. Yeah, there's like a bunch of little mistakes just everywhere, I would say, and that's I think a big part of why you aren't diamond.
What is that melody?
I mean, you should have just killed the Reaper here. Right, one heal into the Cassidy, and then one shot into the Reaper. He's purple, so you should die there. Cassidy may kill him. Yep, kills him.
Step rider. My barrier is gone.
Cassidy's not in the right spot. Or, yeah. So, Blades popped. Did you nano? I think you nano. Yeah, you nano Genji there. So once nanos popped, I'm stepping forward, not backwards, right? Because my Genji's gonna blade in right now. He's gonna need help just in case. You stepping out is no good. You should be advancing right now to help your team. So they've got dive. By the way, sleeping the Winston out of the air is a huge move. Big time value. Right, so like right there, when he lands, I would go for this sleep. Sleep plus grenade plus shot here, and this Winston dies. Like there's zero chance he could possibly live here. So unfortunate that you don't go for that sleep, because that actually is a high value sleep. The Winston dies anyway. Cassidy gets eats a arrow. Right. You're having trouble again. Should have healed yourself with that grenade. Good dart. She missed it. Oh. So she goes. You should have immediately been walking to the left, but instead you strafe back into pulse, which kills you. Yeah, that's She's stuck? Oh, she's stuck. Unfortunate. So there's not much you could do here. Other than when she tosses it, walk forwards. Because you and the Moira have like identical movement. So just dying there is pretty rough. And then from there, I don't know that you can get a full contest here. You need to absolutely farm multi. You're at 93 here. Like you need to get like one hit here would be a difference maker, so you can nano your Genji. Because this may be last fight, right? Oh, managed to get back up anyway. It's good. I would honestly probably nano the Genji right now. I think you may have to, just in case you might die from the Tracer. Oh, you're good. Right, 30 seconds. Guess you didn't need nano after all. I probably would have popped it, just in case. Okay, they push in. You got nano. You have to nano Sigma there. Yeah, I don't give any choice with nano Sigma. Nano Cassidy. So, big sleep, yep. Heal. What goes wrong here? Gets woken. You got a really good grenade opportunity, but the bubble is up. Big bubbles, but... So, this is another thing, is you should have been playing corner here. You should have been playing corner so that you had someplace safe to go, because you eat that Hanzo arrow, and then you're in big trouble stuck out here. So if you're playing back here, it's very easy to keep the Cassidy alive. Right, you see like Cassidy just dies out here. You easily could have kept the Cassidy alive out here, which would have had him kill or at least peel the Winston. And then the Winston would be dead or out of the picture. And then this is a winnable fight. So that is probably a big issue here. And then you die here to the Winston, presumably. So I think the right call there would have actually been to go into the room, walk backwards, and then time the sleep dart for when he comes around the corner, versus peeking yourself and then dying. Because again, I think if you live here, very different situation. Yeah. So overall, like nothing... I would say nothing, no big thing that's really killing you here. It's a bunch of little things that are adding up. Mostly related to just not keeping teammates alive. So one big piece of advice would be to step back a little bit before you start as support, so that you can see like all of your teammates versus only seeing a tank or a DPS in particular, right? Again, I think this last death on the Cassidy is very, very reminiscent of this. Like you're not keyed into, like you shouldn't worry about the Sigma here because the Moira is already healing. So you should worry about the Cassidy. In the situation where you're running Anna Moira, like one of you needs to be main healer, one of you needs to be DPS healer. This is your job to be DPS healer right now. Again, this Cassidy, if you keep him up, like he lives. You know, there's zero chance. Winston only does 60 damage a second. Anna heals for about 92, I think. So you easily keep this Cassidy up. If you're actually like see him. Okay, cool. I'll stop there. Hopefully it's helpful.